Yo, what's up everybody? This video is for DauT versus VNA Cool. I'm going to do this live on Escape. We'll be at Escape AoE with Zero Empires. They're going to play some videos, and they're going to get some exciting things going here. And I'm going to be basically co-casting there, so I won't be able to play the soundboard. I won't be able to really address any chat. This is just a straight for YouTube recording. So I appreciate your patience as we get things going. It should be maybe 2 or 3 minutes before we get Zach in here, and we start with game number 1 of DauT versus VNA Cool. It's a best of 3. The map pool is going to be explained as we go through the matches, and the civs will be explained as well. So hang tight. Get excited. They're just playing some hype video, guys. You should probably fast forward about 2-3 minutes before we get into game 1. Lots of hype, guys. It's you can find all of these games at Escape AoE on Twitch live. Those games are going to start at 14 GMT, July 21st, July 22nd, July 28th. This will be the 1v1 for the Eastern Europe stage. You can find a lot more information at Escape AoE as well. But we're ready to get started here now, just in one moment. Thanks for sitting tight. Thanks for sitting tight. I need to invest in some editing software. That would make this a lot easier. DauT should not have too many problems with Cool, but DauT has not looked that great in the past few months. It's very unlikely, but it's possible that Cool can get some wins. It's only a best of 3. Anybody can win a best of 3. Right now, Escape is playing a live video explaining the tournament. So there are 6 stages, I believe. 7 stages, starting with Europe East. The civs are going to be different for each save, different civ pools for each stage. And then eventually we'll work our way to a live LAN final. It's going to be a fun tournament, guys. I hope you're really excited for it. These are literally the first matches of the actual tournament. We did a qualifier before, but now it's real. Now the chips are down. DauT always plays better when there's money on the line, so I'm expecting a lot out of him today. Looks like we're good to go, guys. Looks like we're good to go here.
We are here, and this is where it all begins with Europe East 1v1. Right now, we are going to be starting one of the biggest tournaments in Age of Empires history, and I'm so excited to get this show on the road. Joining me today for the casting of the first 3 sets of games, it's going to be none other than Killer B, and I think he's ready and waiting in the wings to say hello.
Oh, Zach, I'm here, man. How you doing?
Seriously, you have no idea. You have no idea how stressed I am, how fast my heart is racing, and how excited I am to be with you casting these games today and starting what I hope is going to be an epic journey for the next year.
Yeah, man, this tournament is really, really exciting. I think a lot of people are ready to start it off on the right foot with this stage of the tournament with some 1v1 action. But there's a lot to come. I'm sure we'll see meta developing over time. I'm sure we'll see a lot of great drama. Props to you and the Escape team for making it work. This is crazy. I don't know how you guys pulled it off.
Yeah, seriously, there's so many people working behind the scenes, and it's not possible without them all. So I want to say a huge thanks to everyone who's helped to put this event together. But let's, talking of the event, start. I think we've all waited long enough. I know some people have been sitting here through a 30-minute timer countdown, and they're like, start the game already. God damn it. Let's get those 14s in the chat, because a little birdie told me that if you put a 14 in the chat, the game just starts a little bit faster.
We can only hope. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Everyone else is excited. Whenever you're ready, we can pop this thing off and give it a proper beginning.
Absolutely. So our first match today, VNS Cool versus Doubt, Secret Doubt, for the 1v1 Europe East stage. These players are competing to score points for their team. And for those who just tuning in, need a little reminder, teams are scoring points throughout the event, with the top 2 teams making it through to the LAN final. But there's also prize money at stake as well. There's a lot of money on the line for every step of the way, every stage of the event, including a $2,000-something prize pool for this 1v1 event that we're watching right now. The winner of this one best of 3 will actually win $136, and first place today, or first place out of this 1v1 bracket, will actually win $1,000 as well. So there is a lot to play for every step of the way. You can see the maps at the bottom of the screen. We've got Cross, Baltic, and Scandinavia for this best of 3. Starting on Cross, Killer B. We're going to get this going in just a second. Are you ready?
I'm ready, man. I couldn't be more ready. I got my notes here. I got my clipboard out. Ready to rock and roll whenever you are. Welcome to the fans. Get hyped, guys. It's going down right now.
Yeah, you are always so prepared. You had that clipboard with you at NAC, and it's good to know you got it back here as well. Bringing out some stats, bringing out some analysis, I hope.
I hope so too. Yeah, let's see if it becomes necessary in this first set of games. Cool and Doubt should put on a show for us. Should be fun.
Yep. Absolutely, and just real quick, I mean, I will show the brackets off to everyone so they know what's in store here. Just bringing that up right now. You can see this is the bracket for the 1v1 stage. The delay, by the way, we're just checking in with the Spanish casters to make sure they are ready, since I don't want to start the game until they're ready as well. But you can see here that Cool and Doubt will be facing off in the first match, but there's a lot more matches to come, since we'll be doing the second half of the round of 16 and the round of 8 tomorrow on the same channel at the same time. So we're starting with Cool versus Doubt, but there's a lot of great matches ahead. And obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but the seeding is actually done randomly. So we're going to have some very exciting matches right from the start. And I think that's such an exciting element of this event. Still just waiting for a confirmation that the Spanish guys are ready to go, since we are streaming this in Spanish language as well. If you are a Spanish speaker and you would rather watch Spanish commentary, you can do so on twitch.tv/escapeaoe_ES.
Yeah, Zach, your point about the brackets is a really good point. I mean, the random generation here, it doesn't matter too much because this is a tournament full of killers. But man, looking down this list on the bracket, it's like, who would I want to face on this list if I'm say a top player like Doubt? Maybe there's a couple of names here that we don't know that well, but these guys are all great 1v1 players, and the random generation is going to be a really interesting part of this. I mean, later in the day, we're going to see 2 really highly rated players playing each other in the very first round, which is great. It adds a ton of drama. This is really great.
Absolutely. So we're going to start the game now. We're going to counting it down in the lobby here. And if everything goes to plan, we should be all jumping into the game at about the same time and starting on Cross in just a second here. Are you in, Killer B?
I have launched into the match, and it's 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it's good. We're going.
Working.
Wonderful.
Awesome. All right, guys, welcome. It's time to get that hype train leaving the station. We're at full steam right now as we're going into game number 1 between VNS Cool and Secret Doubt for the ECL Europe East 1v1 stage. The first of 7 stages and 14 single elimination brackets right here. This is where it all begins, and who better to join me today than Killer B himself?
Zach, thanks for having me here, man. This is going to be a great set of matches between DauT and VNS Cool. This best-of-3 format can give the underdog an opportunity to grab a victory in this sense. Of course, I'm thinking DauT should be able to handle business here. What are your thoughts about the matchup between these two guys?
Well, I just want to say before we do too much analysis here that I want to acknowledge that it says Tyrant DauT in the bottom right. His clan tag should read Secret, but it's DauT, man. I mean, he's one of the slowest people in terms of APM and life to just to update things. So he is representing Team Secret. It was pretty big news in the last weeks. Team Secret stepping in, taking over the former Tyrant team, the Tyrant roster joining them. But yeah, we're here now with DauT and Cool, and you asked about the players. Obviously, Cool, very well-known player. He's been around for years, donkey's years, and he is extremely highly rated. I expect him to give DauT a good run for his money, but I have to say DauT probably got to give him the little favorite here on map number 1, which is Cross.
Yeah, the map is Cross. We've seen DauT playing this map in recent weeks in various tournaments and practicing, and he's looked okay-ish on the map. He certainly should have the meta carved out perfectly, as will Cool. But DauT, of course, coming in with a bit higher of a rating. It's about 2,400 even for DauT, and it's about 2K even for Cool. However, DauT has he's had a rocky road in the last couple of months. Some really not so great showings. So maybe Cool can grab this one. What do you think about that, Zach? You saw him live last week. What are your thoughts on DauT?
Well, obviously, I mean, we were at Nilly's Apartment Cup last week, and we got to see the man, the myth, the legend himself in person. But you have to admit, he didn't put in the best performance at NAC, and I don't know how much that has to do with the fact it was on LAN, and that, you know, he probably had other things he wanted to spend his time doing, let's say. And I don't know, it was a little disappointing, right? He didn't win a single set of games there. He
was writing poetry every break that there was, and I think that might have distracted him a bit. Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, this is definitely an event with a lot on the line, and DauT doesn't disappoint, really. He really does show up nicely in 1v1s. The map is Cross. Players are docking now, guys. This is a very common map to dock both pawns to get that fishing boost. Best civs on this map that we see a lot are civs like Spanish. What do you see?
Look at this real quick in the north. Cool is coming in with his scout and perfect timing. Unfortunately, he doesn't deny... Hold on a minute. Let's say that again. He doesn't deny the dock, but he might pick off this villager. It's so close. He needs to hit it 2 more times. Oh, Killer B, that was close.
It was close, and DauT, the most important thing is he got his dock up. If that dock had been denied, that slows down his fishing economy. That would be very, very annoying. DauT also got a tiny bit of damage in on that scout. 3 HP down, not such a big deal. But the villager living is icing on the cake for DauT. Cool needs to be aggressive and try to get forward and do some shenanigans in this match and in this set of matches because he's an underdog, and that could have been an advantage that gave him a chance, a better chance to win the match. But we're going to play it straight up. Both guys docking now, getting their fishing economies going. Both guys searching around. I'd say that neither map is great, Zach, but maybe DauT's map is a little easier to close off. We'll see how it shapes up.
Yeah, the woodlines, if you look at the mini-map, do look a little easier to close off. I completely agree with you there. But one thing I've noticed so far, DauT's loom time much later. Obviously, he took a risk sending out the villager unloomed to build that dock, and it fortunately paid off for him because he didn't lose the villager. If he'd have lost the villager, it would have been a different story. But Cool didn't take that risk. He loomed up nice and early before he sent the villager to build the dock. And that means that DauT's economy here in the early game has been just a little bit better as he goes up to the feudal age now, 1 extra fish, and Cool is, you know, a few seconds behind.
Yeah, you're right. Cool's a few seconds behind. He does have that Mongol's wild gathering bonus, so he chewed his boars up quick. But in this particular map, you want to get the fishing economy started. You want to get your villager count high. Rushing up and putting pressure is not always super viable. We'll see if it can be in this match. DauT is already starting to palisade in to the north west of his base. And like you said, like we both said, DauT can be closed here pretty easily. So early game pressure in the feudal age might fall on deaf ears from Cool. But on the flip side of the coin, Cool will probably be open for quite a while if DauT wants to get a little frisky.
Yeah, and I don't like his gold and his berries. You see this whole area to the northwest of Cool's base. It's all so open. And yeah, the gold's kind of on the hill. The berries are on the hill. And it's super easy for Doubt to come in there and harass those villagers. But it's not going to be so easy for Cool to do that in return, right? I mean, you can see right now, Doubt's nearly closed off the full left side of his base, and it's going to be difficult for Cool to do the same, as you said. So we'll see what Cool can do. He might have to play a little bit more defensively, but he's got to do that with some army on the map, because he can't wall up. It's not as straightforward as that.
Yeah, so Doubt here with a nice map to start things off. He does get a barracks down as he hits the feudal age. Doubt will add in a stable right away. Cool on his side will also add in a stable. So both guys will add in stables early on. We'll see if we get a couple of scouts out on the map to get some pressure. Red player has walled in a bit more on the far right side, but Doubt should still have a lot of places to try to push. Doubt is almost fully walled at this point in the match.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing, right? I mean, it's going to be on Cool to defend himself. Doing the return counter damage is not going to be so straightforward. Doubt right now sending forward a spearman to support his scout, as he got a little bit low there, trying to take out a villager. But yeah, Cool's going to have to play a more defensive style, especially on this left side, which we sort of identified as his weak spot. But yeah, I mean, this is Mongols versus Huns, and of course the Huns stable produces a little faster, so Doubt should be pulling an advantage in scout numbers from quite an early stage of the game, and Cool is going to be forced to build a few spearmen to try and defend on this left side especially.
Yeah, and the forward spear is something we see a lot from a player who can wall up, because you can send that unit forward. If it's fighting with your opponent's spears, that leaves your scouts to roam a little more freely. Those early spears from Doubt could actually help break the deadlock. He's building a few more of those. He's got a couple of scouts still waiting in the wings. For now, Doubt is just looking around at more of Cool's map and trying to figure out where he can prod his opponent. Notably, there's a big discrepancy in fish, Zach, already. I got Doubt with 10 and Cool with 5.
Yeah, I just noticed that as well. I was about to say, and you know, he's continued to build the fish up in this north pond. I don't see him going out to the right side yet, and neither do I see Cool going over there. But that extra 10 fish, extra 5 fish, is really going to be bolstering Doubt's food economy. They're on the same number of villagers, and this whole time, with these additional fish working, Doubt's just going to be pulling ahead in his food count, and that's going to allow him to add more scouts. That's going to allow him to keep ramping the pressure up. Or alternatively, since he's walled, it could allow him to do an even faster castle time as well.
Yeah, and I mean, that discrepancy really glares at you when you look at the farms. Cool's got 8 farms down already. Doubt has, well, just seeded 2-3 farms now, and he got horse collar before seeding those. So lots of wood spent on farms for Cool, lots of wood spent on fishing ships for Doubt. At least in the early game, Doubt should be getting a nice investment there. What do you see?
Look at that right-hand side next to the archery range. Cool tried to wall it up, and the scout just got in at the last second. Cool should be able to save this villager, but you don't think he can. The villager's going to go down, and Doubt's going to be pretty happy with that, really abusing this area of the map nicely. He's got a couple of kills with his spearmen already as well, and that 6 to 5 KD does look close, but I think most of the kills and deaths in this game have been expendable spearmen so far.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice little bit of action to start the game off for Doubt. We talked about how he could try to exploit his opponent's map. Right now, Doubt taking a couple of pokes from the spears of Cool, which is not ideal for him. But Doubt can continue to be the aggressor, and back home he should be safe. Double range is coming down for Cool. Double range is down for Doubt as well. The archer transition has begun for these guys.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I feel as though with the map that Doubt has, he could quite comfortably go up to the Castle Age without producing any archers and just switch straight into CA, Cavalry Archer. He's so close to the Castle Age already, if you look at his resource count. It's interesting that he is going for the archers. Kind of says to me that he still wants to keep up the pressure, keep the aggression onto Cool's side of the map. As if he didn't make the archers right now and transitioned into Cavalry Archer, it would be a little bit slower for him to ramp up the damage again. So I like that he's doing that, but I do think with a map like, well, that he has, I mean, why not abuse your biggest advantage as the Huns, which is the cheaper Cavalry Archer, right?
Yeah, I agree, and Doubt will win about a villager and a half advantage, I would say, on time. Cool is on the way to Wheelbarrow. Doubt is going to click the Castle Age now, and on the other side of things, Cool, although he's not clicked up, he has actually stabilized his position a lot, Zach. I mean, he got raided by Doubt, which we kind of expected, and now he's starting to full wall himself, so he's given himself a chance here in the late game.
Yeah, but he's going to go straight into Doubt's archers there. Doubt doesn't even have fletching yet, but he's got the numbers advantage, so he can take down these fletching archers of Cool quite easily, and he'll kill that whole army really nicely. And Cool was banking on having a good group of archers ready for when he reaches the Castle Age himself. And to be honest with you, the fact that Doubt has done these extra fish has been so instrumental in this game so far, because Doubt has not done Wheelbarrow. He continued making villagers, and then he clicked up to the Castle Age. And in this game, this is a great example of where you don't need Wheelbarrow. Having those extra villagers gathering wood so you can keep archer production going is more valuable than perhaps having Wheelbarrow so that your farms are more effective when you only have 4 farms anyway.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think to add to that, I mean, Cool's fight there was really, really bad. His start to the game was not ideal. He's had to play defensively, lost the Vil. I mean, that's not the end of the world, but losing that group of archers really puts him very far behind. That was a group of 6 or so archers that are gone, and now he's going to be behind all throughout the Castle Age if archer production continues. Cool's also had to tower the top of his own hill, so he's had to spend even more resources, and now he's going out to take stone, but the stone is part of his walls, so he's in a rough spot, Zach.
Well, it's weird to me that he's not taking the stone at the back, because that stone, I mean, he knows he's got stone in the back, right? This stone is so risky because archers are going to be able to kill any villagers that are attempting to mine it, right? That tower will not be in range of archers that are going to be in range of the villagers, if that makes any sense. And since Doubt is already in the Castle Age, he already has Bodkin Arrow, he's pushing up the hill with crossbow right now. I don't see Cool defending that stone mine very easily at all. It's kind of going downhill for him quite quickly at the moment, as Doubt is barreling up that hill and looking to assault the front walls of Cool here. And there you go, look, he's pushed off the stone immediately.
Yeah, Cool is in a very rough spot. Like you said, losing that stone on the front. Needing that hill was more important than the stone itself. He needed to have his army on that hill, but of course he's out-taxed so massively by Doubt right now that he's got to hide his archers, just 12 military for Cool. He's added in another dock to the left side of the map. He'll get some more fish going, but it may not matter so much, because if he loses his base at home, if he loses his production, he's going to be cooked. Doubt trying to bludgeon down the walls now, and we see Cav archers coming from the Huns player to follow this up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pretty common transition. He's obviously done Bloodlines already as well. He's even adding in some Knights. This is what I'm saying about Doubt ramping up the pressure. He has added a second TC. His third TC is coming up, but it's now going to be non-stop units coming across the map trying to push Cool all the way back to the Dark Age. As he tries to build a siege workshop now to defend, he needs to buy time. He needs a Mangonel. But the question is, does he have time to get that Mangonel out here?
It doesn't look like he's going to have much more time. We'll see. Cool, interestingly, went for crossbowmen there, which I feel was a bit of a waste for him. I only see 3 or 4 crossbows on the map. But, you know, he's under so much pressure that I think Doubt might be forcing a couple of, less than ideal plays. First Mangonel's on the way. Cool will probably, looks like he can push this back for now and make Doubt retreat. Doubt can either follow this up with a Siege Workshop, or he can follow this up with Eco. He's in the driver's seat, and I see 3 TCs back at home for him, so it looks like Doubt is going to follow this aggression with some economy behind it.
Yeah, I think the play now for Cool is stay on 1 TC, to be honest, and just go ham, right? You've already made a Siege Workshop, you've got to defend yourself, but off the back of that defense, get the counter-aggression going. At this stage of the game, I mean, he could add another 2nd and 3rd TC, but he's always going to be behind Doubt in eco development. I think he needs to try and turn this around on its head and push out with some big army and some big units, but the problem is he doesn't really have that. He's been suppressed for such a long time that he doesn't have a good base of archers to upgrade to crossbow. And as you said, it was almost questionable that he did it when he did. But he is continuing to make archers or crossbow now, and he does have the Mangonel, but he has to get some map control back. He can't just be penned into this corner of the map for the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not going to work for Cool. Cool also went Bloodlines, so maybe was thinking about a little bit of Knight play, but I have not seen any Knights just yet. First Mangonel gets shot down quickly by Doubt, so Cool continues to be in trouble. However, Doubt is spreading around the map. He's not able to land so much damage, but he will land damage in the form of a dock. He's going to dock Cool's pond off to the far left and deny, or try to deny, his opponent the ability to fish there.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't going to be super huge because he's only got 2 fish there anyway, but it will be a really nice move to make, and it's something you'll see a lot on this map. We'll probably see quite a bit of cross over the next days, as obviously it's one of the 7 maps in the pool, and it's quite a popular one at that as well. Now, I do have to say, I think, you know, this game, although Cool admittedly hasn't had a great map, I'm not really a fan of the way he's played this. I think Doubt has come into this with a better build order, a better strategy. The Civ discrepancy between Mongols and Huns is not that big, but right now, Doubt's getting a really solid advantage. He's got nearly double the military. He's got a good 20 villager lead, and the writing seems to be on the wall for Cool right now. Unless he can hit some big Mangonel shots or something, you know, the great equalizer that is that Mangonel. Can it do it? Can he do the damage and push this back?
I'm sure he'll get some damage in on Doubt. Doubt not exactly known for his perfect splits, but I don't think it's going to be enough. We'll have to see. Doubt at this point in the game has to think about, how am I going to finish this match? Am I going to go up to Imp faster than my opponent and push him in Imp? Am I going to drop a castle on his face and try to continue to put pressure on those forward gold, forward stone piles? Or am I don't know, going to find a plan C? Doubt is grabbing a lot of stone, so we could see that forward castle sometime soon.
Well, Killer B, the Doubt Castle is always in the works. He's got 300 stone in the bank. He's gone out to mine some more stone now. And I mean, this hill, it's just the perfect place for a castle, right? And if he can pull it off, it's potentially game ending. And I think that's, you know, what Doubt likes to do. It's high risk, but it's high reward as well. Most of the time it ends up being a Doubt Castle. It's got his name on it. But if he can make it work and he's got the army to support it, which I think he has, then it should be quite a straightforward castle drop, and he should be able to pull it off. Cool, though, might be looking for a castle in defense. He just doesn't really have the resources. And looking at Cool's resources, he has now added a second and third TC. And he's getting incredibly close to the Imperial Age even, which is surprising.
Yeah, Cool is grabbing ballistics, interestingly, but other than that expenditure, I think he's doing pretty close to get to Imp. Doubt did take over that pawn to the left, no big surprise there. Doubt continues to put pressure on. Like you said, Doubt's castle should be there first, and if it sits on top of Cool's resources, it might be GG. Cool's been interesting here, though, adding the 2 more TCs, Zach. I mean, I think you wanted to see 1 TC aggression after his slow start. He's kind of neither aggressive nor booming.
Yeah, he's not even. All of his TCs are idle, which tells me he's looking for the Imperial Age, right? I mean, you've got to question what he's going to do when he gets to Imp. I think he's probably planning, all right, well, get a castle out, start making Mangonai. Like, that could be my way back into this game. Mm-hmm. But Doubt's going to beat him to it. I mean, he started developing his economy so much earlier in the game. He's up to 4 TCs. And in the words of Doubt himself, you may have seen the quote that we posted on Facebook a little while ago. Micro wins the battle, but Eco wins the war. And this game, he's definitely out-ecoed his opponents. And even the castle drop is quite safe from Doubt. It's not going to be a Doubt castle, because he's building it in a nice, safe location in the middle of the map.
Yeah, quite safe location from Doubt. I guess he doesn't want to put too much on the line. He's got a really nice military lead, like you said, a really nice villager lead. So he's going to play it safe. There is a lot of money and prestige on the line in this tournament. So Doubt's going to add in a couple more archery ranges. He's going to add in a couple more cav archers. He's going to grab a couple relics already and should continue to grab more since he has map control. Cool is going to be on 61 Vils on the way to Imp. And like you said, he needs a sort of Hail Mary play. That Hail Mary's coming as a castle on the top of the hill.
It is, but he's going to lose a lot of army in the process. The castle, surely, it looks like it's going to go up, but I wouldn't be so sure, actually. It looks like Cool might be Doubt castling himself on this hill. He thought it was safe. He thought it'd be okay, but Doubt comes in with a obviously superior army. Now, Doubt is taking some big Mangonel shots here, but I don't think that castle's going up. It's so close on 96%. As Doubt hits the Imperial Age, and Cool, he's bringing more villagers over to try and get those last hammers down, but it's a suicide attempt if he wants to go for it. Oh man, those villagers, can they even reach the castle here? Can they do it? 96, 97, 98, 90, 98.
Oh my god.
And that has to be GG.
Oh, that hurts to look at. Cool needed a castle on that hill. Doubt sits now with 36 military. Cool with 1 military unit. So getting to that castle and finishing it, even though it's 98%, is going to be extremely precarious for the red player. Cool's dropped down below 50 Vils. Doubt is up near 110 Vils. Cool will hit Imp soon, but this feels like GG as the Cav Archers dive in from Doubt.
It absolutely does. Quite a straightforward game for Doubt here, as obviously he's now 100 population ahead, and just, you know, he has been ahead the whole time. Cool making one last desperate play to get the castle up, which he will, but it is a last desperate play. The trebs for Doubt are already deployed, and once the trebs are popping, the castles are dropping, and that castle is certainly going down, as Cool drops the GG as well. Game 1 going the way of Doubt there. Quite a comfortable game for Doubt. I felt like he was in control the whole time. He knew what he had to do. He didn't take any unnecessary risks. And like I say, it was a fairly straightforward game in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Doubt didn't do anything wrong. He walled his map. He played the right plays, putting pressure on Cool early in the feudal age, getting a small advantage there. Cool with maybe a small blunder, losing that group of archers. You could probably say that was the one part of the game where Cool really had bad exchanges. After that, he was so far behind that Doubt just kept squeezing him out of the match. And Secret Doubt, the Lord and Savior, will grab the win in game 1. One more win for Doubt, and he'll take this best of 3.
Yeah, not bad though for the first game of the day, first game of the tournament. Doubt getting quite a comfortable victory. Obviously, we'll take a quick look at the achievements right now as well, if you're ready for that.
Yeah.
Let's have a little gander at this. Doubt obviously gets the win, but how much did he dominate that game? Well, the KD was somewhat close, but you look at the largest army, and there's no question, Cool just couldn't take any nice engagements against an army that's almost twice the size.
Absolutely. Faster castle time for Doubt. Many had crossbows. He was able to push the engagements throughout castle. Imperial Age was faster for Doubt. And then that castle attempt at the end for Cool was kind of the last nail in the coffin. So a nice match from Doubt. Cool gave it a go, but Cross was not his map to be won today. I guess we'll have to see if he can do better in the next one.
Yep, Doubt even getting 4 relics in the end as well. It was quite a dominant show from him. I think dominant is the best word to use there from Doubt. But that was game number 1. Game 2, though, will be Baltic. It's not an escape stream without Baltic. But I do have to very quickly get the game sorted out, since we were running a little bit delayed on the schedule before. I've just got to quickly extract the game to the right place, and we should be ready to go. So thank you everyone for tuning in today. So far, so good. I mean, we've just finished the first game, and we're up to nearly 2K viewers. That is incredible. Thank you for the support, and I hope, you know, I would really love to see this tournament break some records, you know, go down in the history books. We want to make this big. So thank you to everyone tuning in. You're helping us to make that dream a reality. I sound so cliche right now. I mean, the most cliche thing I've probably ever said in my life. But there you go.
No, I think it's fine to be cliche once in a while. I mean, what more can you ask for here? The best players in the world, 1v1, going to be giving us a show for the next couple of days and next weekend as well. And some of the best casters, we've got T90 and Rez, I think, following this up, Zach, right? So quite a good list of players and casters. Should be a lot of fun.
That's right. We do have T90 and Rez together today for the last 3 sets of the day. But as you can see on your screens, I'm just showing you the map pool. Players have to pick and ban maps until they have 3 maps for their best of 3. So these are the maps which they have available to them. But for this match, of course, we have cross Baltic Scandinavia. Now, I'd like to show you the Civ draft. I'd like to show you the map draft, but we haven't been able to implement that yet. We're going to figure that out for the future streams. We do aim to develop things as we go. Obviously, there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and we want to make the best stream possible. So we're going to try and improve things as we go to give you guys more information, more insight into what's going on in the games. But we're getting ready with game number 2 right now, and we're going in with game number 2 between Cool and Doubt. We're here once again, Killer B, and this time we're on Baltic.
Yeah, Zach, I'm launching in now, ready for another match. This time, like you said, on Baltic. It will be Doubt with 1 win in the win column in this best of 3. It's the Escape Champions League. We are in the Europe East phase of the tournament, the 1v1 stage, and we're just kicking things off here. These are literally our first matches after qualification. Match 1 was a lot of fun. Let's see if Cool can get a better result here. Vikings versus Italians in this one, Zach.
Yeah, Cool going to be in the red to the east of the map. Vikings for Cool here. And off to the west in the blue, it's Doubt playing as the Italians. Now, the way this works is that there is a civ pool. For each stage of the event, there is a civ pool, which is sort of flavored around the theme of the event. So for Europe East, we have civilizations that could hail from Europe East or somehow historically were involved in East Europe. And players have to pick from the civ pool in the first 2 games. They have to pick civs from the civ pool in game 1 and 2. And then in game 3, they can pick any civ that they like. It's interesting, though, because Cool has taken the Vikings, and I think it's widely believed by most people that the Italians perform better than the Vikings right now, especially in 1v1 water maps.
Yeah, absolutely. The fly in the ointment for the Vikings is that you can't get fire galleys. So the early part of water in Feudal Age is usually to jump in and get those fire galleys rolling. Of course, we will not see that from Cool. Cool's going to have to play the galley, the old school AOC version of galleys and microing and trying to get more quickly to the upgrades than his opponent. But it's really precarious, Zach, because a guy like Doubt, who is not super known for his micro, can just send his fire ships without a whole lot of micro straight into his opponent's docks to start off the Feudal Age. And I don't know how Cool's going to deal with that, but I don't know. Maybe he's got something up his sleeve here.
Well, we've certainly seen that a fast castle strat is possible, but it is perhaps a little risky. However, with the Vikings, you could go for some kind of faster castle timing and then try and go for the longboats straight in the Castle Age. Might be something to consider, could be something that Cool is planning, but it's certainly difficult in this metagame to go into the Feudal Age and go into regular galleys when your opponent's making fire galleys. You just don't do the damage. The fire galleys counter the regular galleys, and they can also just tank and kill off the fishing ships as well, but you can't really do anything to stop them. So I'll be interested to see how Cool approaches this as his dock goes up right now, and of course, being the Vikings, he can get his dock up a little bit earlier since it's a little cheaper, but I don't think that's enough of an advantage to make up for the lack of fire galley here.
Yeah, Cool is going to he's going to forego Loom for a moment, and he's going to get a fight with Doubt's Scout that he can't win.
Oh man, this is going to be close. It's almost like the shoe is on the other foot. Doubt's going to have to bail. Remember last game, it was Cool doing that to Doubt's villager. This time around, it was Doubt doing it to Cool's villager, but both of them managed to keep the villager alive. No one does Loom this early, but then again, there's Doubt with Loom, so I guess Doubt does Loom this early.
Yeah, Doubt did Loom up a few villagers ago, right when he went out to build that dock, which is probably a pragmatic move for him. I mean, he is the favorite in this map. I favor him even more on water than on a more land map over Cool. So at this point in the tournament, I think Doubt just needs to make sure that he doesn't, put himself in a bad position by losing that Vil. For now, the Scout of Doubt got in a little bit of annoyance on that Vil, but did lose 15 HP. Guys are scouting around the map, getting their fishing economies going. Interestingly, though, Cool is loomed up, but he feels like he's almost a full villager behind Doubt. Maybe just some idle TC for him here.
Yeah, you could be right there. He is going up with 18 villagers right now, and he will be up a little bit faster than Doubt, but it's not enough to really have any impact. Doubt, however, will go up with an extra villager, so I think you're right. It must have been a little bit of idle time or a little bit of housed time for Cool, but he is going to be 10 seconds faster than Doubt, however, down a villager, which doesn't really make up for it. So at the moment, I'd say Doubt has a small edge already. Obviously, once he gets to the Feudal Age, he's going to be making fire galleys, which should give him, in theory, an even bigger edge. We'll see what Cool can do. To be honest with you, I've not seen Cool play too much of the expansion. I'm not sure. I'm starting to wonder, you have to wonder, why is he taking the Vikings here? There has to be some grand plan. Otherwise, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I think there does have to be a grand plan for him. I'm not sure what's going to go down. He's just now transitioning to gold. Cool's going to add in a second dock. Doubt is going to add in a second dock as well. Doubt on his side with 4 villagers on the back gold pile. Cool is taking gold from distance still, maybe just lacking the wood from a mining camp. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see Cool get an economy going here. He's got it now. There you go.
Yeah, but he's pushed it a little fine. I can't believe this, but look at his docks. He's just hit Feudal and they're both idle.
Oh boy.
He doesn't have the wood. He built the mining camp, then he didn't have the wood. Now he's queuing his first galley. So that 10-second advantage to the feudal age has already been, well, taken away, basically. He will kill Doubt's scout, but Doubt is already going to be further ahead in fire galley production, and he's sending his gather point to just outside of Cool's docks. So it's not a great start for Cool here. He's housed right now as well. Where's the house from Cool? There it is. It's coming up, but it's, again, late. His second dock is only just started making a galley, and, well, Titanic right here for Cool so far.
It's not going well for Cool. He is adding a third dock. He is getting his first couple galleys out onto the map, although a bit slow. Doubt's third dock is on the way as well. As you said, Doubt will be able to go for those fire galleys, and those fire galleys are coming in now, and they're already going to strong-arm what Cool has in defense. Cool will have the defender's advantage, but very slow with those first couple galleys. He's going to lose some fish here.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing Cool can do to stop these galleys right now. Like I said, I mean, he can't take the fight with his own regular galleys. If he wants to do that, he needs at least 6 or 7 galleys with fletching to start out-microing these fires, and it's absolutely possible to do that, but it's maybe not so straightforward, right? He has to now potentially lose a lot of fish. He's already behind in production, and he can't sit and take this fight right here. He has to run away. And that means now that his food income is suffering. Fortunately, he does have some sheep, but he might be pushed onto a mill a bit sooner, for example. He might have more TC idle time. He has more TC idle time. His TC is currently idle. So all these things start to snowball out of control, and Doubt here should be pulling a huge advantage already.
And Doubt's doing a great job to bring ships in to cut those galleys off and put more damage down. Doubt is also transitioning into a couple galleys now. He's going to follow up the 4 fire galleys with a couple of galleys along the way. Cool can try to mass up and out-micro this, but it's going to be really hard. He's lost so much HP, and here go a couple of ships down.
Yeah, I like that Doubt's kind of catching them out as well by sort of intercepting them a little bit. Mm-hmm. And he's just, yeah, it's just looking a little bit sloppy from Cool at the moment. Obviously, Doubt coming into this in great form. He's ready to go, and it shows, right? It shows. Cool. He's trying to micro his galleys. He's trying to keep the weak galleys at the back, but he's just being chased down by these fires, and he just can't take the fight. He'll do his best. He's killed 2 fire galleys so far, but he's already lost 7. And things are just going to go from bad to worse for Cool here if things continue like this. He needs a plan B, Killer B. What's the plan B going to be? Well, he's got to perhaps wall up, try and go castle, maybe try something on the land, because right now, water's just not working for him.
Yeah, there's a couple of strategies that we see players do a lot. I know you're familiar with it, but maybe some viewers out there haven't seen a lot on this map. You can either try to keep your docks alive and rebuild your army as you go to castle, try to get a tech advantage and push out. You can try to get a demo blast in certain situations, or you can try to transition to land. You can also castle drop the water to redock. All of these are possibilities, but none of them are great possibilities. Doubt is in the driver's seat here, and barring some amazing play from Cool or a big blunder from Doubt, Doubt should be able to hold on to this one. He's walling himself in, playing very cautiously just in case Cool comes at him on land. Doubt also transitioning to the galleys did grab fletching, so he can maybe harass from the shoreline. Cool needs a backup plan, and he needs one quickly, Zach.
Yeah, he's just built a market, so it seems like he's planning on selling. Yeah, he sold stone, reshuffle his economy around a little bit, go up to the castle age. He's hoping that maybe that could salvage his hope of pulling this game back. Obviously, Doubt right now can immediately start adding in more fish. He's got 3 docks. He's added another 3 fish already, and he's queuing another 3 right now as well. So Doubt's food income is going to start skyrocketing. Meanwhile, as you say, he's walled up his map as well, and I mean, he's now even building a barracks, preparing for potentially, some kind of landing or something like this. But Doubt's in a very comfortable position. Once Cool gets to the castle age, what are we thinking? He's going to either try and boom or go for something on the land, right?
Yeah, he's going to either boom or go land. I don't think booming is going to work, so maybe trying to go land is the answer. Barracks is on the way now for Cool. You noted Doubt's barracks coming up, and again, to people who don't watch this map a lot, a landing with some archers, even in the feudal age with fletching, can be extremely devastating. Doubt landing 4 or 5 archers here could win him the game before Cool even really gets to use that castle age advantage. So we'll keep an eye on what Doubt does. Keep your eyes open for a transport ship. But for now, everything is looking up for Doubt in this matchup.
Yep, Cool's trying to build some docks down in the south. His first docks are obviously being destroyed, but Doubt's seen it. He's got a galley there, and he's denying this dock from going up. So things are going from bad to worse for Cool right now, as he won't be able to retake water control if he doesn't have any docks to make any ships with. That's quite a predicament for him. He could try and go up to the north, but again, it's quite likely that Doubt will suspect it, and he'll spread his ships around the lake and scout any docks that Cool tries to build. So he's really suppressing Cool's ability to get back on the water. We do see Cool now training a demolition raft, but that's not going to be enough. One demolition raft will maybe kill this one fire galley and damage the other one, but it won't take all three of these fire galleys down, and he's inevitably going to lose that dock. So it's going to be super tough for him. I don't see an easy way back, to be honest with you. It's been total domination from Doubt so far this game.
Yeah, and Doubt loads 3 villagers into a transport ship, and it looks like he's going to land on Cool's side of the map with a couple vills to build up maybe some forward military buildings and get some action rolling on that side of the map. Still not sure what Doubt's up to there, but it looks like we will see a stable right away from Doubt on Cool's side. Is landed on Cool's side of the map, but actually doesn't have a direct path into Cool's base yet. So, maybe Doubt needs to transport knights around the walls in just a few minutes.
Yeah, but he can easily do that, right? I mean, It's so easy to just load up and send them around, especially when you have full water control like this. Cool is playing on, of course, but it's going to be difficult now. At the docks, there's nothing happening. On land, he's adding a second TC, and he might even add a third TC and try and out-boom Doubt here. It's not going to be easy when Doubt's fishing away on the lake as well. There comes Doubt's knights, though, and as far as I can tell, you're right, there are no holes in the walls, but like you say, the transport's right there. He can easily transport around.
Yeah, and Doubt keeps pressure on Cool's docks. Cool's docks have not been able to queue. Well, he's decided not to queue any units up. In the meantime, Doubt is now up to fire ships and galleys, so war galleys. So it's even harder for Cool to try to push back out on the water. As far as a land-based push, well, there's no military for Cool to do that. So like you said, he's trying to boom up. He's trying to hold the line. He will get a monastery. Maybe he can hold off the monk pressure from the Italians player here. But I don't know, Zach. The thing that is really glaring to me is that why Vikings here? We were saying maybe it will become apparent, but it hasn't become apparent yet why you would go Vikings in this case.
Yeah, the only thing I can think is if you had planned to go for a fast castle all along, and you do it fast enough that you can get the docks up and essentially get to perhaps doing longboats, but even that's still a bit of a risk, I think. It's not a straightforward strategy to go with. Cool didn't seem to have any kind of master plan. I mean, maybe he misunderstood the ruling, perhaps, that he can actually take the same civ as his opponents, since the limitation on civ drafting is that you can only pick... if your opponent picks a civ, you can pick the same civ as well. It's not like you can't pick the same civ as your enemy here.
Yeah, I don't know what the reasoning is for Cool's predicament, but he is in a real pickle here. We've got those knights from Doubt that have been transported across. Doubt is being very cautious with those first few knights. I think he did see the monastery going up. He's just waiting for his moment to try to dive in and do some damage. Cool will have a defensive siege workshop and a defensive monastery in his base. He's getting attacked from the water. Doubt with Bodkin Arrow and War Galley is able to reach some of his buildings and continue to put pressure on. Economy-wise, Doubt is actually up by 5 villagers, so Cool's attempt to boom is not exactly going to work because Doubt's on 3 TCs. He has a lot more fish and a similar vill count.
Absolutely. He's not pulling ahead in any way, shape, or form right now. He did get a couple of conversions, which was nice, but it's not going to salvage him this game at this rate, as Doubt now drops down in archery range as well, continues to make some monks of his own. He's even got a relic, and like you say, even his economy is out-booming Cool at the moment too. So I don't see this working too well for Cool, but he's going to keep on keeping on. He's going to try. It's just, yeah, it's going to be extremely difficult. That's an understatement.
It's really nice to watch Doubt, though, watch him work. I mean, this guy is, he's been ahead, he's expected to win. He's trying to be relatively, I would say he's being extremely cautious compared to his normal play style, and that's been a lot of fun to watch. Doubt being harassed by a monk of Cool in the back of Cool's eco, but it looks like Cool could blunder that monk. No, Doubt is just passing. Here he comes back to take him down. So Cool with a couple converts, Zach, but like you said, it's pretty dire for him at the moment.
Yeah, it's very dire. I think his only option now is to try and perhaps get to the Imperial Age and try and push out on the land, take land control, and just force the fight there. Again, though, that's not going to be so easy either. Of course, the Italians get a cheaper upgrade to the Imperial Age, 15% off. Get it while it's hot, and basically, Doubt will be able to start making Condottiero. At the moment, though, he's making archers, so it looks like he'll work on going for crossbow and arbalest. But, you know, he's got options, and he should be able to reach the Imperial Age before Cool anyway, thanks to his discount.
Yeah, Doubt with 500 food, 800 gold in the bank. Cool with essentially no food and about 300 gold. Of course, Doubt's 16 fishing ships are a major point that gives him that food advantage. And Doubt is even docking on Cool's side of the map, so he's taking fish in new fertile territory. Things are looking really bad for Cool, and like you said, condos could be they could be the final blow in this match.
Yeah, I mean, Cool has actually defended himself reasonably well with the monks and the mangonels. Like, it's worked out all right. But, like you say, the fish is such a huge factor, right? I mean, it's like almost impossible to catch up to your opponent's economy when they've got 16 fish or even 19 fish now. And, like I say, Doubt even docking on the other side of the map so that he can actually keep fishing without having to, you know, send the fishing ships halfway across the world and back just to drop off their food. So it's quite nice play from Doubt here. You can see docking on the far side of the lake. Why waste any opportunity to get a bigger advantage and potentially lose the game, right? I mean, he's going to just keep himself ahead and make sure it stays that way.
Yeah, I think when you're the favorite in a map or in a series, especially like Doubt on water versus Cool here, you just have to be cautious, take the little advantages you can. Don't force yourself into a bad position. Doubt's been really, really patient all game long. And like you said, with that dock up in the north, that's a huge sign of patience. He's just going to continue to take fish, take his advantage. Imperial Age is coming. Doubt will have a castle, enough stone for a castle soon. So maybe we'll see a Doubt castle after all.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't count on that so much. I mean, he even played last game very cautiously when he was way ahead as well. I'm interested to see that, you know, Doubt's doing 3 archery range crossbows right now. He's even building up rams. He's not going to wait for Condottiero, even though Condottiero is very fast, very effective at raiding. He's going to start building up that group of crossbows now, so that once he reaches him, he's already got an army ready to go. Since obviously the Condottiero is an Imperial Age unit, you can't start even training it until you reach the Imperial Age. So for now, Cool will be up to the Imperial Age as well, but Doubt is going to have a massive edge, and he's going to have a massive military as well. And I don't know how Cool is really planning or intending on defending from what is about to come his way, which is a lot of arbalests and some rams.
Yeah, the decision from Doubt to go Arbs here, I think, is going to be just fine. He's going to have a ton of range. He'll be able to put a lot of pressure on Cool's economy. Cool is right now kind of stuck in a very small edge of the map. He's got, I don't know, maybe 10, 12, let's call it 20% of the map under his control. Doubt can sit on the edges of this and try to pick away at him with the galleys, which will soon have Bracer upgraded, the castle arrowfire, the arbalest, and now some rams to knock down some buildings. So Cool is essentially, he's essentially GG here, Zach. I don't really see any way for him to come back.
I agree. Doubt building his castle on the left side with 2 villagers, but it's protected by his navy, so he's fine. There's no way Cool is ever going to reach that anyway, as Doubt here is coming in with the rams, the cap ram upgrade just finishing, the arbalest behind it with Bracer, and, Cool is out of here, man. And there's not really a lot else to say than that, because there's no possible way you can defend from this, as the GG is called. And Cool, I mean, he really tried to have some patience, try and find some advantage somewhere, but Doubt didn't make any mistakes. He made sure he consolidated his lead. He made sure that he did all the right things. He didn't rush. He didn't try to end the game early. He just let it play out and come to its natural conclusion, which was a Doubt victory.
Yeah, Doubt on water versus Cool is a situation that Doubt just has to play his game and be cautious, play pragmatically. And in this one, Doubt will get what looks like a pretty straightforward win. However, we'll have to scratch our heads about why Cool chose Vikings and try to figure that out for the future. But nonetheless, Doubt with 2 wins gets this series, right, Zach?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a best of 3 for the first round. So Doubt will breeze on through to the round of 8. He's already won himself $136 after this one as well. And to be honest, he made that look quite straightforward. No disrespect to Cool, but Doubt absolutely made that look comfortable and well, fairly easy. So we'll see how he progresses. We'll find out who he's going to play against in round 2 a little bit later on. But for now, a very quick 2-0 for Doubt, and we'll be moving on to our next set of games in a short while. We have got Miguel versus Zuppy coming up next, and we're not going to take a look at the achievements on this one. I think we saw everything that we needed to see. All right, so just going to put a quick timer on and get ready for the next game. Looks like our timer's bugged out. Can try and fix that.